All right, so these are the tools you're gonna use. I have a 1/2 inch cheater bar. This is gonna be my O2 sensor remover. The socket style that's a little bit longer is not gonna provide you with enough space, so you really need this one. And then I have a 3/8 ratchet step up to 1/2 because it happens to have this adjusting feature. That's gonna help you get enough room. And then depending on space you might need this short extension. This is also a 15 millimeter, and that is to take off the frame brace, just to give you as much room so you can get as much leverage as possible. All right, so just for reference, these are the part numbers from Ford. They are actually both the same length, same part number for both the driver and passenger side. Okay, so prior to filming this, I actually did get these loose, but this is your header here. It's a stock header, as you can see. It's kind of restrictive, at least in my opinion, just from the visual inspection. But this is your upstream O2. It's also accompanied by a blue outer coating that lets you know that it's the upstream instead of downstream. Your downstream is right here. That's just after the cat. And then you have a total of 4. So you have 1. Can't see it here. You have another here that I just removed. Downstream, downstream, upstream, upstream. All right, so for obvious reasons, this cable here is stuffed in, up, over all the wiring to keep it from hanging down. You just have to wiggle it out, and then it should sit right here plugged in. And then the plug is actually pretty easy to remove. All right, so this is how I have my tool set up, and this is why you can't use a regular 1/2 ratchet. This is the only way to set up the tool so that you can actually fit it in between the firewall and the exhaust piping. So that's how I have it clocked in, and I'm gonna show you a different angle of how it looks from the front of the car. And that's how it looks from the front of the car. Now, the only way you're actually going to be able to get this amount of clearance is by removing the brace that comes across the bottom of the transmission, and I'll show you how it's actually located. So this is the brace that connects from passenger side to drive side. And as you can see, yes, you can fit the tool in, but you won't be able to actually move it unless you remove this brace. And it's only gonna take 4 15 millimeter studs. Of course, those are already removed, so I can, wiggle this off. All right, so I went ahead and mocked this up. So this is my setup. I have the O2 sensor tool. I have my 3/8 to 1/2 step up, and then my 3/8 ratchet wrench with the adjustable head. And as you can see, this is why you want it. You want all of this adjustability because that's the room that you have to work with. So this side, though, unfortunately, you can only really use the cheater bar, and then once it's loose, you can remove the cheater bar and keep the tool on, and then clock the key tool, the O2 sensor tool, over and over again. And just like a regular wrench, it doesn't need the leverage because you've already gotten it loose with the cheater bar. So you would just do it by hand. For some reason, when you twist these O2 sensors by hand, because of the wire, even though the wire is not connected to anything, it still binds on itself, and it makes it a little bit more difficult to remove. That's why you want to just keep the tool on and remove it by hand with the tool after you've broken it loose. Well, that's going to conclude this video. I just wanted to show you guys how to remove it. The installation would be an inverse of the process, and then you should be complete. That's it. Thanks.